Hi everyone, today's video is sponsored by Ana Luisa. I'm so happy to be working with them again to tell you all about their awesome Black Friday sale. So currently everything on their website is buy one get one 60% off, which is an amazing deal. They were also so kind and allowed me to pick out 3 of their items to showcase to you guys, and I have been wearing them non-stop, and I just wanted to show them to you because I can definitely vouch for the quality. I've been wearing these pieces all throughout the month of October and November, and I even wear them in the shower, and I have no problems with the pieces changing color or anything like that. So I can definitely vouch for the quality. So you guys know how much I love jewelry and how often I wear jewelry. So I wouldn't recommend any of these products if I didn't think they were quality. Now, as far as the pieces they sent me, I will link them down below, but let me just show you close-ups really quick. So the first piece I have is my first ring from them. I've never gotten a ring from them, so this is their Nell ring, and it goes sizes 5 through 9. I usually have different ring sizes depending on the finger, so my wedding ring size is 7, but my index finger size is 8, so I do like that they have a variety of sizes. This ring is $75 and it's now on sale, of course, and it's a 14 karat gold plated sterling silver, and it's basically a very minimal band. So I just love it because it's great for stacking with other rings, or I can wear it on its own as well. I think it can almost get away with looking like a traditional wedding band, so I love that about this ring. And like I said, I can also stack it with other rings. And then we have the Singe necklace. This is a mixed chain dipped in 14 karat gold. And what I love about this is it's basically like having 2 chains instead of 1. So it has a flat curb chain as well as a figure 8 chain. I think these are so cool because it's almost like 2 different textures. You can wear it like this, where half the figure 8's showing and half the flat curb is showing, or however you want to mix and match. And that is also a 14 karat gold dipped chain, and this also retails for $75. And then the last necklace they sent me is this one. This is the Fortuna, and this is an engraved mother of pearl necklace, but it's a new take on a very classic like dog tag style. I love it. And then there's a little evil eye in the middle here, which also features a little cubic zirconia. The other thing I love about this is there are different lengths. So if you want to, you can shorten it, or you can wear it long and layer it with something like this, kind of like I did. And this necklace also retails for $75. So everything that was gifted to me is $75. And I've been wearing these pieces constantly throughout the past few weeks, so I can definitely vouch for the quality because like I said, I wear them in the shower and everything. So thank you so much to Ana Luisa for partnering with me on this video. I will leave all the information for the sale. And thank you guys for supporting my sponsors, because then it allows me to continue working with them in the future. And thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sending me all of this beautiful jewelry as well. Okay, so now let's get into the video. I'm so excited. We are doing my October rankings video. I am pre-filming a little bit. You're not going to see this video for quite some time, but I'm trying to get my work done before baby girl gets here. But I hope you guys don't mind. I did go ahead and pre-film a little bit. We have 21 eyeshadow palettes to talk about. Hold on to your panties. Hold on to whatever you need to hold on to. Brace yourself, because this one was hard. I say that every single time, and it's so annoying. I say that every single time how hard it is to rank palettes, but it is really hard, and there's so many good palettes. Like, I wish I had run into some crappy palettes just so I had things to complain about, but even like number 21 is so nice. Like, there's really nothing wrong with it, but it's just that, I mean, I have to rank them. I have to rank them. So here we are. Okay, so let's start off with number 21. This is the little palette from Beauty Bay. This is the Golden Age palette, the 9 color palette. It's a neutral palette that launched with their Age of Opulence. And honestly, the reason I'm ranking this at the 21st spot is only because it's kind of a neutral palette. Like, we have this palette over and over again. The reason I bought this is so I could get free shipping, to be very honest, and I figured I don't really have a neutral palette from Beauty Bay, so I figured I'd grab this, but it is sold out, so I mean, you guys must be into this palette. I did wear this for my maternity photos. I did a chatty get ready with me with this palette and the Golden Opulence palette, so I will go ahead and link as many videos, as many links and things to make it easy for you guys to shop if you're interested in any of these palettes. But yeah, I really like the Beauty Bay formula. I think I bought the most amount of Beauty Bay palettes this year in this month because they had a few new releases that I was interested in. But yeah, this is a cute little palette, and I think it was like maybe $10, which I think is an awesome price point. And the quality is amazing, so really, really like that. It's getting ranked at 21, which is technically the last spot, but really, you guys, all these palettes are pretty much winners. You can't go wrong. Like if you bought number 21 or if you bought number 1, I think you're still gonna be happy. Like I said, I just have to rank them. I have to rank them, so it is what it is. Okay, in 20th place is the Indigo Ink palette by Menagerie. You guys know I love Menagerie's formula. I really, really do. The reason I'm ranking this in the 20th spot is honestly the color story. I've seen my friend Katie Marie. She's done some really beautiful looks with this palette, so I definitely think it's capable of producing really, really pretty eye looks. I just haven't had a ton of time to play with it, so I can't say for sure myself, but Katie Marie's been doing some really beautiful looks with this palette, so if you need some inspo, I would highly recommend checking her out. I'll link her channel down in the description box, but it's a nice palette, great formula, you know, same old Menagerie, but I just wish the color story was a little bit easier to cope with. But again, not the end of the world, and I'm ranking it in 20th place. Okay, in 19th place, I feel like I gave this palette kind of a harsh criticism, but you know what? It's how I felt. It's the Moonspell Volume 2. Some of you agreed with me, some of you disagreed with me, and it's fine. It's just makeup at the end of the day. We don't all have to like agree or disagree. We can just feel how we feel and all move on with our lives. I really like the color story. I like the packaging. I just didn't think the formula was as good as his formula that I'm used to. I didn't feel like it was as creamy as what he usually does. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed in the Moonspell 2 quality-wise. I know this was his first palette made in China. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with things made in China. I really like a lot of the makeup that I've bought from brands that produce in China. That's not the problem. I think just the change in lab, I can see a difference in the quality, but that's just me being picky, so I'm ranking that in number 19. Number 18 is another gorgeous palette. This is the Berlin 89 palette. Again, I'm ranking this a little bit lower because everything else is really good in this video. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, okay? All these palettes are freaking amazing. This is their first palette with a pressed powder multichrome. Before this, they've done some liquid multichrome, so it's a beautiful palette, great color story, but I just like all of the other palettes I tried this month better, so that's why I'm ranking this in number 18, and this was sent to me by Lethal Cosmetics. I do have a code with them. It's a non-affiliate code. Like I said, check the description box because I'm trying to get better about linking things and putting codes in and making it easy for you guys to shop. So yeah, check in the description box. Everything will be down there. Next, in number 17 is the Jade palette from Beauty Bay. Now, you guys are big fans of Jade. A lot of you told me that I think she's like a singer. I still don't listen. I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired right now. I probably shouldn't be filming this video, but you know what? We're gonna try and make it work. So the reason I'm ranking this lower in 17th, because that's a little bit low for me, I would say, because I really do like the Beauty Bay formula. I think this is a beautiful palette. The reason that I'm ranking this at number 17 is I feel like it's a little bit lazy. I feel like, you know, it's so easy to do a collaboration and then do like a whole rainbow palette, so that's why I'm ranking it lower. Personally, this is great for me to have in my collection because it's a big old palette full of one of my favorite formulas. So I'm not complaining, but I just feel like I don't really get who this person is based off of this color story. And I feel like that's the coolest thing about collaborations is you kind of get to see what the collaborator prefers. So that's kind of my opinion which is why I'm ranking it at number 17. But it is a nice palette. I'm so glad I picked this up. You guys know I love Beauty Bay. I said if I could collab with a brand, it would probably be Beauty Bay because I love the price point and I love their quality. Obviously, it's never gonna happen, but it's fun to think about, okay? It's fun to pretend. So anyway, that's why I ranked this a little higher. Now, you guys came for me about my opinion on Sugar Drizzle. I just want to say, I didn't say this was a bad palette. I just said for an all metallic palette, there are some other brands that make some all shimmer palettes that I like a little bit more. So I wasn't dissing this brand or anything like that. I think this is a beautiful palette. For the price, you're getting some really cool stuff. I just like some of my other all shimmer palettes better. Somebody did request that I rank all my shimmer palettes, and I love that idea. So it's definitely on my list of videos to film in the near future. I can't wait to do that for you guys. I do have some other all shimmer palettes that I'm eyeing. I think that'll be a fun one for me to post during Vlogmas time. So thank you for that suggestion to the person that made that suggestion. Okay, in 15th place, this is kind of silly. Okay, this is a small palette. You guys are gonna be like, really? You're gonna give that 15, but everything else you rank lower? But I just think this is a cool little color story. Like, it's a no muss, no fuss, like cool tone purple palette. And I think it's cute. I really like the Sigma eyeshadow formula. You guys know that about me. And I just think that if you want something that's easy and you just want to do like an easy eye look without too much thought, this is a really, really nice palette. You guys know. So that's that on that. And then I ranked my Viseart Cashmere palette at number 14. Again, another easy palette. This color story is nothing revolutionary, but again, beautiful formula, great size for travel. I know a lot of you are probably traveling for the holidays to see your friends and family, so I would recommend that. And then I ranked the Bijouette palette at number 13 because you guys know I love a good colorful palette. Now, this is definitely a colorful palette with, you know, neutral mattes, which I don't always love, which is why I'm ranking it at number 13, but I do like the Viseart quality. So those two palettes are really, really nice. And it was my first time trying Viseart in a long, long time. So I was very, very satisfied with my Viseart experience. Next is another great palette for holiday travel. If you are looking for a neutral palette with some face products in it, check out the Primrose palette from ABH. Now, this is nothing unique in my collection, but I am so partial to the ABH formula. I like the packaging. I like that they included a blush in there. I know, well, two blushes. I know these shades aren't for everyone, but I feel like they did okay as far as their picks because this one can probably go pretty dark, and then this one would be good for a lighter skin tone. And if you want, you could technically mix these two together and make a custom blush shade as well. The eyeshadow formula is very consistent, and I'm very, very happy with it. So yeah, really like that palette from ABH. Okay, in 11th place, again, I picked this one as number 11 just based off of the color story. So it's the BH Cosmetics Absinthe palette. I also love the fact that this is an affordable green eyeshadow palette. It's a little bit more of a brighter color story. There's 3 mattes and 6 metallics. It's a beautiful palette. If you were debating between this one and all the other green BH palettes, I did film kind of like comparisons, but honestly, I think you can have them all if you like green eyeshadow palettes. And the thing I like about BH is it's good quality for a really great price, which you can't beat. So yeah, really like that from BH Cosmetics. Next, in the 10th spot, we have this palette from Made by Mitchell. This is the Milk palette. And honestly, I really, really like the eye look I came up with when I played with this palette. I also really like the color story. It's a bit of a unique color story. There's some pops of color, some neutrals. The mattes worked really nicely. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to have this in my collection. It really inspired me to want to play with my other Mitchell palettes because I haven't used those in a hot second. But yeah, I'm very happy with this and really looking forward to see what else his brand launches in the future. In 9th place is kind of a random palette, but I think this is a pretty palette if you like the kind of color stories I'm into. So this is a neutral palette, but there's also some beautiful like grungy fall tones in here. So if I could eliminate like this whole section from this palette, I would, but I love all these grungy shades. And you know, with ColourPop, it's a good price. You're probably going to be able to grab this on sale even in the future if you're patient. But I'm putting this in 9th place because I really like this formula. I like the color story and I like the price. So number 9 is the It's a Mood palette by ColourPop. In 8th place is a new to me brand. This is the Vampirism palette by Jolie Beauty. I'm so happy with this palette. I'm so glad I tried it. This one was recommended. Well, my friend Heather Austin recommended the Sorceress palette, and then they were teasing that they were launching this palette. So I figured I'd wait to buy both of them at the same time so I could save some money on shipping. But I really like the eye look I created with this palette. There are 2 like multi-chrome type shades in this palette as well. I would highly recommend watching the video because I did 2 looks with the 2 palettes, and so far so good. It is a beautiful, beautiful palette. So very, very glad that I had a good experience with Jolie Beauty because it was my first time trying them. In 7th place, I ranked this guy. This is an old palette, but it was my first time trying it in the month of October. This is the Violet palette. It's been around for quite some time, and it's just like the best grown-up version of a purple palette. So if you like Viseart's formula and you've been contemplating like, should I get it? Should I not? I think it's a stunning palette if you want to do some beautiful all purple looks. And there's a shade in here. Which one is it? It's this purple shade. I was like really, really surprised. Like it doesn't look like anything much, but it has that really cool like ultraviolet like look to it. So it's very, very unexpected from Viseart in my humble opinion. Because when I think of Viseart, I just think of like kind of boring shadows. But that one is surprisingly outstanding, and I'm kind of kicking myself for waiting for so long to try it, but at least I tried it, so now I can tell you guys about it, right? Okay, so in 6th place, we have the newest palette from Blend Money. This is her Surge palette, and it's just a cool palette. Like, it really goes with the brand and their first palette, the Blends palette. This is their first palette with shimmers in it, so there's 4 rows of mattes and then 1 row of shimmers. I just really like reaching for these palettes because I can pair them with other palettes, or if I have a palette that I'm working with that's missing an essential shade, then I can pull from this one. I use this one when I played with the Sugar Drizzle palette. I feel like I just used it, with the Danessa Myricks too. I used it with the Lightworks palette. So yeah, it's just handy to have these sitting around, and they're so affordable, and the matte formula is awesome. Again, I also do have a non-affiliate code with Blend Money. I will put it in the description box if you guys are interested in picking that up. So in 5th place, this is kind of an unexpected one, but I had to give BH Cosmetics a really good big old shout out because I was almost going to pass on this palette, and then my friend Alex and my friend Steph both convinced me that I needed to give this another go. I do believe this palette is available on Ulta's website as well as the BH Cosmetics website, and the metallics in this palette, let me tell you, so good. I know people look forward to the BH holiday palette every year, and honestly they didn't disappoint. At first I thought boring, but once I actually swatched the palette and played with the metallic shadows, I would say don't miss this palette if you are a big BH fan. If you like to collect BH palettes, this is one you're going to want to have in your collection. And I think that last year the holiday palette went on a pretty big sale, so a lot of you were able to pick it up. So if you're patient, if you're good, maybe you can wait and get it on a really big sale. Otherwise, if you don't mind paying full price, I don't think you would regret paying full price for this palette either. I do wish they hadn't done the white packaging. Like, I've already gotten eyeshadow residue all over it, but it is what it is. It's part of the hazard of being a YouTuber, so anyway, love that so much. And then in 4th place, we have the Danessa Myricks Lightworks Volume 3 palette. This is the Infinity Light palette. I could definitely see myself ranking this higher, honestly, but the top 3 I based solely on my love for the color story. But this is a stunning palette. I just filmed with this, and I honestly said I was torn because I feel like I have these shades in my indie shadows, But the cool thing about this is that you can maybe get this at your Sephora store. You can get this on Beautylish. It really is making multi-chromes very, very accessible to the customer base that I don't think usually gets to see stuff like this, that only people that are into indies kind of get to see eyeshadows like this. So just imagine being like your friend that doesn't care about makeup as much as we do, walking into Sephora and having access to an all multi-chrome, duochrome kind of palette. I think that's pretty cool. The only palettes I can really think of that even had anything like this would have been some of the ABH palettes, the Sextra Terrestrial shade, in the Pat McGrath Divine Rose, which not all Sephora stores carry to begin with. So I just think this is really bringing multi-chromes to the masses, and I'm so happy that it's Danessa Myricks that's doing it, because the formula in that palette is honestly really good. I was very pleasantly surprised with the multi-chrome. She did a really good job on that palette. Price point is kind of terrifying, but if you can pick it up on sale or with one of those Sephora coupons, at least you'll be able to save some money that way. Okay, in third place is the Glamlite Dirty Martini palette. I love this palette. I love the look I did with this palette. And yeah, you guys know I'm a big fan of the Glamlite formula. So pretty. If you guys have your eye on this, I would highly recommend picking this up. I have a feeling Glamlite's going to have a really good holiday Black Friday sale, so maybe you'll be able to snag this on sale if you haven't picked it up already. Again, I am a Glamlite affiliate, so I do have a code with them as well. And usually they have good sales, and I try to post about them on my community tab. And now that everybody has links on their Instagram, oh my gosh, they gave the peasants Instagram links. We'll keep you posted if I see any good sales on Glamlite's website. Okay, in second place, this is, if you've been following along, you've probably guessed it, the Sorceress palette from Jolie Beauty. This color story is so divine. Oh my goodness, I love this color story so much. This isn't a new palette by any means, but it is made by an indie brand in the UK, I believe is where they're based, and I just love this color story so much. If I could just have, you know, a 10 eyeshadow palette collection instead of being a YouTuber, this would definitely be in it. I feel like this is a good dupe for the Moonspell palette. If you missed it, I would highly recommend checking out the Jolie Beauty palette. Again, I do have an eyeshadow look that I created with this that I personally think is stunning. Obviously, I really like it because I created it, but you know what? Sometimes I do eyeshadow looks and I'm like, ugh, I wish I could start over, but I don't have time or something like that, you know? So I really like the Sorcerer's palette though. I like the formula a lot and would highly recommend it to you guys if you're curious. Okay, number one spot. You guys have probably guessed it. Number one is my Age of Opulence palette from Beauty Bay. Oh my goodness. This color story is so stunning. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I know you guys thought maybe it looks like the Book of Magic. I personally don't care, and I don't think it does. And oh my gosh, when I saw it, I was like, give it to me now. And it's so good. It's so good. This would definitely be in my like 10 palettes. Like if I could only keep 10 palettes, this would definitely be in it. And there might be other palettes from Beauty Bay too, because I just love their formula. So stunning. Love this palette. Honestly, I think this is a limited edition palette. I would highly recommend getting your hands on this if you are curious about this, because Beauty Bay does not mess around. If something's limited edition, it's limited edition, and they might not bring it back because people have been begging for the Book of Magic to come back, and I haven't seen them waver on that. So I'm just saying, if you like that color story, don't wait for too long, because it might sell out and then you will never see it again. I know that some people have mentioned in my comment section that they've had quite a few horror stories ordering from Beauty Bay. I've ordered from them multiple times and I've never personally had a problem, but I'm also based in the US, so I don't know if it depends on the country that you're shipping to. You know, you might want to keep an eye on that. Obviously, I don't work customer service for Beauty Bay, so I can't help answer customer service questions. I'm always empathetic towards you guys that have had bad experiences with brands. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to comment and share, especially with other people that are also in the comment section. But yeah, just keep in mind that, you know, everybody has a different experience, and it's also good to share like what country you're in, because when brands are shipping to like different international countries, it might be different depending on. So I just wanted to take the time to say, because I did see quite a few comments that I've never had a problem, but I totally empathize with you if you have, and I appreciate you taking the time to share that information. So that is my number one palette. It's gorgeous. Go watch the video if you want to see how it's swatched and things like that. I don't want to drone on and on about it, but I do love this palette so much. So that is everything for today's ranking video for the month of October. Thank you guys for watching, sticking with me. Let me know what is your favorite eyeshadow palette from the month of October that you tried. I love chatting to you guys in the comment section. And I just want to say thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys for supporting me and supporting the sponsors of my channel. It really helps me out to have sponsorships, because this is my full-time gig right now. I'm a full-time mom and a full-time YouTuber. Which I never ever thought I would be doing in 2021. Let me tell you, it's been a lot of changes, but a lot of positives, and I'm just so excited. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to Ana Luisa, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I will see you in another video soon. Bye.